Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming with another update on Aliens Dark Descent. So I decided to run on straight from the last video because I was kind of on a roll. So the only thing you've missed is the scene where I actually launched the mission and we go on our little craft to the gate of the settlement where we're trying to find out what's happened. That's the only bit you missed, is a little cutscene, and then we're here. So I decided to do this in two parts because I thought I'll do one small video now where I show you how the actual next part plays out, and then at some point I will do a scene where I've got more proficient with the combat, hopefully, and I can do a more in-depth one of that. So this is just literally to show you what happens straight away. So we've got our 4 Marines, there's the door we need to open. I think this game showed me in the tutorial, and I like that it always tells you kind of what you need to do. You don't have to keep trying to remember. I don't like games that hold your hand and are a bit too easy, but I think probably because I play so many games myself, it's sometimes very hard to remember each individual control and each individual game. I mean, often in the day I'll play 2, 3, 4, 5 games at different times. So I like that, so I'm not going to complain. So it says interact, so one of our Marines will go over there and open the gate, and it's all quite straightforward actually. And then we're in and the gate will open. I think they've got this looking, again, the original space station and the Otago, the spaceship that crashed, and this on the ground. I think it looks very good. It reminds me very much of the Aliens movie. So I like that. How you move is simple. You can zoom in and out, like I said before, with the right stick, so that's cool. It does say interact, and what you'll learn is that what that means is interact with the things your Marines can do. The first few times that happened, I thought that was like, this is something I can pick up, but it's not. I don't know, actually. I've not found anything yet. I don't think there's loads of it. It's not one of those games where there's going to be loads and loads of pickups. I assume from how the tutorial went, there will be things that you'll find and need, but I don't think it's one of those games when you're going to run through a whole room full of boxes and drawers and find loads of stuff. I'm just guessing how it looks, and I might be completely wrong. So we're here, and we get to kind of, I'm just doing the movements. That's kind of how you move around. You can use cover. And it all kind of moves. Considering this is the only game I've ever played where you move your whole squad like this, I think. I don't remember any other game. I know some games you can do that as an option, but this is the only game I've actually ever played that you have to do that, and it's actually pretty easy. So yeah, here we go, we're moving in. There's our objective over there. I haven't decided, because it's one of those things you pick up by playing a game. It's nothing to do with this game, it's all games. I haven't decided yet whether it's a good plan to go circling around the whole area, or whether it's best to go to the objectives, because that's kind of how they want you to do it. Because all games are kind of based on what they kind of want you to do and expect you to do. So I don't know whether they expect you to go looking all around the place before you go into anywhere, or whether they expect you to just kind of go to the objective in a kind of beeline. But I'm going to do a beeline there for now.
Door's locked.
Run a bypass. Let's get in there.
And you get to another. I will say that I don't think it needs to quite, the tutorial was like this, but I would say it doesn't need to have this thing where you get little parts completed. That's a bit unnecessary. Like, I get when you've completed a mission or completed a big objective or even a small objective, but I think that opening a gate and opening a door and these things don't need to be completed. That's a bit unnecessary.
Right
but
now.
Anyway. I mean, they do need to be completed, but you don't need a specific
granted.
Okay, so we've opened the door, we can go inside, let's go inside.
Come on, team!
Hey Harper, no sign of movement from up here. Do you see anything?
Those little green squares on the floor, they're
Don't
not
you
just
worry,
decoration.
You've got a squad of
It
big,
tells
strong
you in the
Marines to keep
tutorial
you
that
safe.
when you move somewhere, if you've got cover and you can't be seen, you get a little green square to show you. It doesn't show you in advance always, but it shows you when you go there that it's safe, basically. So that's good. Okay, so I don't know. Oh, there's a box there, so I'm going to guess it's. Oh, so there is loot. Okay, that's just
Hurry
proved me
up, squad.
wrong. Let's see what the loot is actually. Where do we get the loot?
Affirmative. Let's see what's inside.
Okay. Oh, we've got a tool. Okay, so the loot action is actually something. No, I don't mind that at all. Instead of it just popping out into your pocket or into your inventory, it actually takes a little bit of time. You saw that little red bar. So you actually take a bit of time to gather the loot, because that's kind of
Don't
a
get
bit
too
more
comfy,
realistic
okay?
than when it just appears in your inventory instantly. So I like that. That's all right. Might prove to be less all right when you're fighting aliens and you've got to loot something that's taking a bit of time. But I don't mind that. It's like the thing in Watch Dogs Legion when you're downloading stuff and the enemy is shooting at you, but you need to download it. You don't just instantly do it. I don't mind that at all because that's how it would be. Okay, so we'll go
on.
over here.
Safe position taken.
Obviously, there's a
Hurry
door
up.
that we can go through. I haven't come to a situation where I need to go through a closed door, but I'm guessing you can break open doors just like you can seal them shut. I guess you use those tools and you've got a limited amount, but I guess you can. Yeah, okay, we've got a flashlight. That's the thing that came from the tutorial. But like I said, I don't mind that
Stay frosty, Marines.
it tells you, because there's so many different game systems in different games that I don't mind that it kind of tells you how to do stuff.
On it. Let's see what's inside.
Yeah, I like the loot system actually. I think it works well. Although you do have to press the button in exactly the right kind of place to get them to loot, otherwise you get that interact where it thinks you're trying to do something with your marine. So, but I think that's just the thing where you'll get used to exactly how to press and when to press. That's not anything wrong with the game. Again, I'm assuming from what I've seen then that when there is loot, it will be something in an obvious box. You don't need to run around the whole room looking. I'm certainly not going to do that now.
Hurry
There's
up,
aliens
squad.
around. I'm not going to run around the whole
What have
room.
we got?
Okay, so there's a
Communications
guy.
access looks intact, which is more than can be said for the operator.
No answers here. Looks like he killed himself.
Guy must have hated his job.
Don't we all?
If you're done, how about getting me plugged in?
Yeah, okay. So, like I said, the only thing I would say is, like most games, this would be similar to XCOM, these little stages, and they're very little stages, like opening a door, opening a gate. I don't think it needed to have that completed every single time you do a small thing. It's not a big issue, but I wouldn't have done it like that because there's too many of those, too many small stages. I noticed that in the tutorial, but I didn't know it was going to be a thing in the whole game. But it's not a problem, it's just something I wouldn't have done like that. But anyway, so we will interact with. You have to press on the right thing. I've noticed that, but that's just again, it's just a learning curve.
Establishing satellite uplink. Stand by.
It's like the movie.
Stand by. Stand by.
Or movies.
Link established.
Looks like someone put the colony on lockdown.
You know how long it'll take to burn through every door in the complex?
If you can get to the township HQ, you should be able to shut off emergency status. That'll open up the doors. I can also scan for the settlers' personal data transmitters from there.
Okay, squad, you heard the lady. We'll get this door unwelded and continue our path towards the colony headquarters.
Okay, so my thoughts on this opening mission are you need to be kind of on it when you loot things or interact, because it's very easy to press interact and just be interacting with your own marines if you're not quite pressing on the right thing you've clicked on. And secondly, you have to be aware that it's going to take a couple of seconds at least to actually loot something or do something, so you'll think, why hasn't anything happened, and it's actually still doing it. So those are two things just to note. Like I said, the rest of it is all pretty straightforward. As I said, I feel from playing the tutorial and how this game looks now, it's much more of a stealth game than it is a...
Cut
Yeah,
that
you
door
can break
open.
the welds, that's what I imagined you'd do. So it's much more of a stealth game than it is a
Door open.
combat game, which makes sense to the movies, because in the movies you're not trying to find the aliens, just like in this you're trying to rescue civilians or escape, so you don't want to run into aliens. So I get that, that's good. And other than that, I like the look of it, I like the feel. It feels very authentic to the Aliens movie, which is good. And I like the atmosphere.
Stay frosty, Marines.
And we've not found combat yet, so that's fine, because like I said, I will make one video just about the combat when I find some. But like I said, it's obviously not a thing that you just come across. It's not like XCOM where you're that's the whole point of the game. So it's not going to be something you can govern when you're going to find, and I could walk around here for a while, and as I've never played it before, I have no idea whether in this whole little objective part there's going to be any combat.
Don't get too comfortable.
So I'm going to end this video now. Thanks for watching, and I will be updating Aliens Dark Descent a later point. It may not be that later, it will be when I think there's a point where I can add something new, like I said, about combat, or something new I've seen in the game. Anyway, thanks for watching, take care for now.